Uh, Good afternoon, all of you. Thank you for joining on this special session and the second series of webinar on stylized rendering with Max and Maya. Uh, uh, First and foremost, thank you very much for joining us in this webinar. This is an ongoing series. Furthermore, there would be such kind of a webinar that would be placed on LinkedIn and later on to you as those people who will be registering with us. We're also sharing the recording part later on in the week. But the main thing about joining this particular topic, I'm picking up this particular topic was based on the popular vote that we actually got on LinkedIn, and people requested us to take a webinar on this particular session. Now, let me be very frank with you about this particular session. This is something which is these days are getting more are in trend, right? People are looking into this as an separate genre, or you can say that separate way of looking things and presenting things into their workflow. Whether it is movie, whether it's corporate movie or a documentary or whatever you say that. What people are doing these days are they want the free flowing and the very live looking sort of an animation, but with 2D rendering. Now, this concept itself is not new. It is very old. Many of the movies in past or web series, they have been made in such style. Okay, to name a few, one of the movies that you must have actually gone through, must have seen, was my personal favorite was Spider-Man. Right, Spider-Man is one of those movies that actually gave a bit of a highlight on this. But much before Spider-Man, and much before in 2000 and way in 2004, 2005, there were movies and cartoon series where that were made in 3D. All right, their animation were in 3D. Okay, but they rendered in 2D. I mean, they did a different style of 2D. Even for that matter, they actually animated like a clay, and they rendered in 2D. They just mixed up in this way. So an artist has a free flowing access to such kind of a colored version and colored painting way of presenting their movies. Okay, in that way, you can make the audience much more attracted or interested in your project. Oh, this is something that they are looking into, or they are making something very new in this way. This is a 2D animation, but it looks so real. Those are the feeling and the wow factor that adds up into such kind of style. So there are ways of doing 2D render, or you can say a stylized render. Okay. If I may start with the very first one that actually started was that Autodesk actually kind of introduced in within their pipeline was in Max. Okay, and let me show you a bit of an example on that. Many of you people must have known about it. Let me show you first in Max, and then we'll start with the presentation. So within Max, suppose if you want to do a bit of a stylized thing, yes, you can by just simply coming in over here, and there is stylized version over here that you can present this particular part. So you can do it as a graphite, you can have it like a color pencil, you can have it like ink, and many more. All right. Now, people don't understand. Oh, yes, sir. This is something that can be done within the viewport, but I don't know how it's supposed to be rendered. Frankly speaking, it can be rendered. Okay, but it is not in your traditional V-Ray or scanline render. It has a different renderer altogether. So the renderer that you are actually looking for is this one. It's not Arnold. It's nothing. It's a very traditional one, a bit of an old Quicksilver hardware. And through this, you can actually do such kind of render. Of course, you have to do a little bit of settings, like whether you want to have a visualize, the wired one, or a shaded one that you are looking for. You want to have the screen lights. Okay, you want the edge or whatever way you want to. So these are the different ways that you can actually opt for. If I made an ink, then it would be an ink. Okay, if you want ink with color pencil, it would be a color pencil. So these are the things that you actually render within 3ds Max. And Autodesk was one of the first to actually introduce, to first started with Max, and then later on they actually evolved in shading level and everything. But this was the start. I would say this was the very first start where they actually introduced the stylized render. Okay, I actually used it personally in one of my project also, that you can actually offer. It was more of a manufacturing presentation, where a manufacturer wanted to see its arm, which is actually placing one thing to another. Basically, this is more into the shop part, and I actually personally played this one. So you can see it is completely made as an edge face. It's taking a bit of a time to load. Amazing. I should have actually loaded before that. So this is one of the example that I'm just giving a start, that this is where it started. You can say that this is where the people started to recognize, oh, we can do these things, we can do these things within 3D environment also. Okay. Then later on, Maya and Max were been they had an old renderer like like Mental Ray, right? And then that was been dismissed. Just a sec, I'll just make it default shading. Rather than that, I'll make it like this. Rather than an edged face, I'll give this one a stylized ink, right? Rather than or an ink or a color ink. Even this is the one, or I can actually place it like a pasty, and whatever way you want, right? This is the one. So it is also free, very smooth flowing. So you can see the entire animation has been done, and it has all the specular and a little bit of a shade here and there, that the light within the environment, the light, I've actually given a very minimum amount of light to this one, and just a simple dome sort of a look, so that it gives you that realistic yet a stylized look into that. Okay, so this is one example. Then later on, Maya and Max were integrated with one of the renderers, which is Arnold, and Arnold had something very different within its environment. It was more on the shading level, but at the same time, it had certain things at the render level also. Okay, so let me just give you a quick update about what exactly Arnold is. And those people who don't know about me, my name is Jignesh Mistry. I'm the technical manager at Capricorn. This is a session on the stylized render on Maya and 3ds Max with Arnold. If you and I'll show you one small project. As you can see, this one, right? This is a unique example of this one. This is a 3D movie, okay? But it is appeared as if it's a comic movie. As you can see, right? It's about Ninja Turtle. Sorry. I intend to make sure that it was heavy. Something went wrong. So sorry. Something went wrong with my PowerPoint. I'm so sorry. I'll just restart it. Yeah. So as I was saying that in the initial, this is a 3D, but yet a 2D rendered, right? great. I can yet again a classic example. Right, this was one of the latest showreel that our Autodesk M&E department actually came up with. So the tune hue saturation tone mapping is something which has been introduced right now within Arnold. You can have an edge tone hue saturation, silhouette based tone mapping, and specular based. Now, the thing over here is you should have the latest version of Arnold being installed within your Max and Maya. Okay, especially Maya. So for that, actually, I will be presenting most of my work today based on Maya. Within Maya, if you actually see what exactly they are coming up, is like this. Say if you have a simple, I'll just why don't I just open up a ready-made interior that I have, which would be this one. Okay, that's one. Right. So this is a simple interior. Okay. This one has the wall. I don't want wall without a wall. Now, this is a simple interior, or you can say bar or stylized look of an asset that you can actually come up. Now, I have actually applied this shader to this one. Now, which shader actually I applied? If I may show you in a very quickly what exactly that I have applied. If I have this simple sphere, right click, come and do an assign a new material attribute if I want. I can just introduce. Okay, assign a new material. Now within this new material, you have something known as tool. Now this is AI tool shader. Okay, now if I've applied this tool shader to this one, what it does, it has a bit of a color tone mapping, and this is the tone hue saturation that I was talking about. Now, what does this do? It actually reflects the entire environment, and you can say that you can have a bit of a extra additional edge while rendering it. You can have an additional tone within that shader, something like this. I'll show you over here as a live example. So you can see now this is without the hue saturation, and this is with hue saturation. You can have this additional tone. So what's happening over here? You have a texture here. Okay, and with texture, you also have lighting information. So this is something that you can do within this tone hue saturation mapping. Now, this tone mapping, the hue saturation is now available with everything like edge tone, silhouette, base, and specular tone map also, and you can play with it. I've been spending a bit of a time with this, and still I'm exploring. You can say that I can have a sketch look. I can have the edge look. I can do whatever. You can actually play a lot about this thing and create your own style. Styles is something that people in 2D animation, they actually do a lot of classic. All due respect to them, frankly, all due respect, they have their own art that they actually come up. But say, suppose, just imagine if such kind of an artist, he or she is working on this platform with that knowledge, that can create a real good impact. Because I would say the classic animation would be actually making you a toned and a hardcore animator or a hardcore artist. Okay, Maya, with such kind of tools that you have, will be boosting up your artwork. That's what it is. It's all about creating a magnificent piece of art, right? So such kind of a shade can be created. I'll show you what exactly the shades are we are looking over here. With the stone map, you can create such kind of shade based on the OCL mapping that you can opt for. And also in Toonlight, we have AOVs. Now, this is something that I'll be catching up with a little bit later. So back to our Maya. So this is what I have applied over here. I just wanted to show you what kind of a shader I have applied. And this is a simple shade that I have applied. Okay. Now, I'll just delete this one and coming back to our scene. Now, as far as the light is concerned, yes, light plays a very vital role to create something like this. Okay, you have to have a very good lighting setup. Now, I have applied these kind of lights. If I may show you, just a sec. Yeah, these are the lights that I have applied to this one. It has AI dome, it has directional lights, and it has spotlight, right? These are the certain lights that I have applied this one. Now, there might be a lighting artist within the panel. I agree. This might be not the ideal way of doing it. This is something that I was actually experimenting on. And based on that, what I've got is this. Okay. Something like this one. Now, if I want a bit of a lining on this one, okay. As you can see, I'm getting a bit of a line. Now, how am I getting such kind of a line? To get this line, what I did here is I simply applied certain changes. What kind of a changes? Within Arnold Render, come into your Arnold Renderer, okay? And over here, you have to just simply change the filter. By default, it would be Gaussian, okay? By default, this would be a bit of Gaussian. You have to simply change it to Contour. Now, once you have done it, you can increase the width of it. If you want to make it 3, well, why not? I'll just show you the React. Yeah. So giving an example, like this is what it looks like if I switched off the AI Sky Dome. It is like this, a bit of dark look. Okay, something like this, right? Okay, so it's a bit of a sketch look, as I showed you within 3ds Max. Okay, something like a sketch look over here. I can actually change the you can color over here if you want. I can just simply change the color from here. Which one I would be there? Yeah, this one. Yeah. Yeah. I've given a bit of a shading to this one so that it gives me a bit of ramp look, as you can see, right? So that I can get a bit of a shade here. I can mix these shade as I want. So suppose if I don't want this so much dark, I don't want this much dark. I want a bit of a gray. It would be a gray. If I want a bit of a, tonish look, I don't know, something like this, yellow, red, or make it dark red, something like this. Can have a bit of a dark red. Okay, right? And this is the tone that I was talking about. Within this, actually, where is it? Yeah. The shading is about normal. I make it geometric normal. Okay. Now, these small settings are based upon what kind of a style look that you want. You want a bit of a sketch look or something like that. You can actually apply over here, whatever way you want to. Okay, I have actually applied a base tone into this one, where I have applied this ramp. Okay, so that this is how I actually am getting it. So suppose if I remove this one, fine, no problem. If I just remove this one, it would be like simple sort of a realistic look, but still having a bit of a sketch borderline look over here. Okay, so it depends upon your requirements. Totally depend upon your requirement. And once, if suppose if I applied texture to this one, okay, same thing. All you have to do is apply texture within this tone map. I have already applied it. I'll just make it with texture. Save. This is with texture. Okay. With texture, it is something like this. Right? As you can see, I'm getting all that shade that you actually get while doing drawing. And trust me, I have been drawing, I've been doing paintings in my past. To get such kind of a very fine looking look is something which takes hours. Okay, and you are getting such a stylized look within I don't know what, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, depending upon the render quality. I've deliberately kept the render quality a bit low so that it would be rendering fast for this session. Otherwise, if you have a high quality look, then this is something that I came up. I can just show you. This is one, and this is okay. This is the look that you can actually get, right? Okay, so so it is very well integrated with your texturing. All you have to do is like make sure that the entire texture is just one. I'll come back to this one, how I've applied this texture. Uh, if I click here, I'll show you how I applied this texture. It's here. It's within color, and within color, this entire scene has one particular texture, one PNG only. Okay, so I mean, it is something that you can actually escape for. And frankly speaking, if your scene has just you're just working on the look part of it, no need of applying each and every object different or tone shade and then give texture. If this is just an ideal scene which is there far behind the background and you just want the tone look on the top of it, I mean, make a one single texture and just apply it. Okay, so you will save time and make your file more optimized. That's the idea behind making sure that you have one single texture for the entire scene. Okay, so this is the look that you can actually get over here with an interior. Now, if I come back to my characters, because that's one of my favorite topic, frankly speaking. If you want to present a character very intimately or something like very dark look or very heroic look or whatever you want to, okay, this plays a very vital role. So I'll show you a bit of things from the scratch, how the toon shader reacts with your light that you actually apply on it. Okay, so for that, I'll just make another, yeah, this one with and yeah, this one. This is a Hulk buster that you actually look into. Okay, I have already applied the AI tool all over it. Okay, now say suppose if when it comes to light, I have what light kind of a light? I have this one. I have two area lights with different red and blue, and one single AI sky dome light. Right. So these are the light that I've actually applied. All I have to do, make sure, come into my filter. By default, if I just render within Arnold, then it is like this. Okay, something like this one. But once I change from Gaussian to contour, it gives me a little bit interesting. As you can see, it has edge now. Okay, right? And I can actually make sure it has what point to, say suppose if you have one, just one, then it gives me a very sketch specific kind of a look. Can you see this? I'm getting all the intimate details, even from a far render. And if I'm coming in close, something like this. Okay. Now, such kind of a liberty, you were not able to get in 3ds Max, frankly speaking. I was not able to get such kind of a liberty to get my edge a very thin sort of a look or something like that. What the by default the preset had, I had to use mostly those things only. Okay. Where there was a very little scope of modifying it. By introducing tool shader within Arnold, okay, you get these leverages and you can actually play along with it a lot. I mean, I personally had played with this particular Iron Man with like, say, suppose if I want to increase this specular here, okay? So you can see, just simply increase the specular. It gives me that reflective look. Can you see this? Right? So you can see, gives you that edge and all those reflective look. Okay, right? And say, suppose if I want to change the color here, okay, like this or like this, whatever way you want. Let's give it a very extreme sort of a look. Let's give this one a green. Okay. I can increase the roughness. I can increase the anastrophe here. Okay. So it gives you a bit of a reflective look. And all you have to do is like just play along with all these things. Now, if you want a very specific rim or something like a style, a highlight or something like that, these lights can be a very good friend of yours. All you have to do is like apply them over here. So what I'm trying to tell you, so suppose if you have this outline, okay, simply come into your outline and drag and drop all your AI lights. Make sure you are having a bit of a space here. Okay, that's it. For now, I'll just play it here. Yeah, yeah, tune, increase and decrease the color and style of this one. See, you're getting an additional reddish kind of a look based on this stylized look. And the best part here is, as and when you rotate your light, okay, this tone is getting rotated on its own. Can you see this? Can you see the difference here? Okay, so this is the new thing that is now available in Arnold newer version. I encourage you guys, all of you, to please check this thing out within your Arnold, the new version that you can actually download from your portal. And those people who are just having a look, they are trying testing it or as a student or whatever, you can download it through again your Autodesk accounts if you have those Autodesk accounts. I'm just giving because now our apparently Autodesk Arnold is not giving those setups right away. They are making sure that you should have an Autodesk account, and through that only you can actually download these new versions. So please make the if you are having such kind of even as a free account of Autodesk, you can download those things. Okay. So anyways, so these are the new things that you can actually opt for. And if you have any questions regarding that, please do let me know. I'll guide you later on. Okay, rim here. And this is the rim look that rim lighting again I was talking about. Now, this is the rim light that you can actually get an additional, even if you didn't place a light here, you can have a rim light based on this. So suppose if I increase this color, can you see this? Automatically, it actually gives you that kind of a. Now, of course, it's getting overall. If you want it very specific on a very specific through a very specific light, make sure that light is over here. Okay, so say if I like this, that's light here, and decrease the width. Yes, okay, and give this one a bit of a reddish look. Yeah, yeah, like this. Okay, so various styles can be actually created with this particular thing. I personally played along this with a lot with this, and I really enjoyed as I applied the texture here. So you can see With texture, it gives me like this. Okay. I made sure that I get a bit of an exposure. Then with exposure, I'm getting something like this. From a long look, like this. Right? Okay. Of course, this is a very crisp look. I actually increased the camera AA to somewhere around 9 so that I can get something like this. It took me a while to render. Right now, GPU-based support for toon shading is not yet available. Maybe in the few version later, they will be actually supporting it. I went through a lot to make sure that you get the GPU render so that this kind of a look can actually get in much more quicker way. But yet it is yet to be integrated properly with the Toon shader. Maybe in few months also it can actually come up with that. Make sure that you take an active part in the forums of area over there and get that demand so the developer would be actually making it very quickly and you can actually get such kind of a look within your GPU based render also. Right now, it takes a bit of a time depending upon your system. If you have a dual processor, it will be faster. Okay. So this is about a very simple shade look as actually you can actually play here, as you can see. And as and when you actually rotate it, it changes the shade as you. That's the idea behind it. Okay. If you want, I'll actually introduce, I'll just showcase whatever the work that I've actually made over here. See, Iron Man with specular shade. I don't save it. Just wanted to you guys to look. Yeah, yeah. This is the one I was talking about. It's specular. Okay. Now, this is one example where you are actually looking at a very robotic kind of. What if I want to do a bit of an organic? Want to do an organic work, okay, where I actually should get a bit of a sketch. Okay, I want a sketch look over here. So as if it's been drawn, okay, as if all the highlights are getting indulged into that. Okay, if I want those kind of a look, how am I supposed to get that? Okay, for that, again, the lighting has to be very impeccable. Of course, the lighting, there should not be any this thing. There should not be any compromise when it comes to the lighting part. Just escape it over here. Yeah, as you can see, it takes a bit of a time if I want a very crisp kind of a look. Okay, but say if I wanted those same sort of a thing on my organic models. Okay, now if I have an organic model, of course I have, which is this one, ogre. Okay, now this is a complete mean looking ogre, right? I have applied same kind of light on this particular ogre. Okay. Now, if I actually give this one a render, what kind of a look I'm getting? Getting this. See, if you can notice within a little bit, I'm getting all sort of an highlights within that. Okay, as if it's been sketched. Okay. And if you want a pencil shade sort of a look, also, I can actually get this pencil shading over here. Okay. Right? As you can see, it's a very close-up look. Of course, I can increase a bit of a distance here. Is it on the camera? And the camera. Just a second. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit further. So as I'm actually getting closer, I'm getting all those intimate details that I want. And if I'm far away, I'm getting all the intimate details that are supposed to be at the far end of your camera. Okay, so it depends upon how you are actually shooting it. And as and when actually I'm changing my camera position, my shades are also getting changed. Okay, now how did I achieved it over here? This one. Now, in order to do this, actually, it is a bit of a process. You may have to make sure that when it comes to the ogre skin, okay, make sure that you are actually downloaded the latest version. That is first thing. Come into your base map. In base map, I have actually applied an AIOISL shader. Now, what exactly is this? For this, I'll just make sure that I'll pick the connection and I'll reapply this one. See, if I didn't apply this, it is just a simple tone map without that pencil shading look. Can you see this? Okay. Now, if you want this just a silhouette, I mean like this kind of a sketch kind of a look, if you want just that, that's more than enough. All you have to do is like make sure the silhouette is enabled. Okay. And you actually can increase or decrease the base map here. Yeah, the specularity. And if I reduce the specularity like this, I think I have played with the rim also. No, 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 I haven't. Of course. The matte overlook, the angle shading. Okay, I actually played around a lot with this, and I reduced this shade to 3 because without this, okay, it was looking very flat. Yeah, with this, of course, 3. I'll just make it 3. And it gives me like exact look that I wanted. So this kind of a look that if I want, I have to just make sure that I am actually playing along with the edge detection. Okay. Now the thing that I was talking about was in my tone map, which was over here. I applied this OSL in Arnold, this one. Okay. Now I made sure that the out value is with the base tone. Base tone. Okay. Close. Now, I had actually, in order to get the OCA or OSL scripts, you have to come down into this GitHub. If you want, I can actually share these links where you can actually access a GitHub very easily. You have to come into GitHub and make sure you are applying half-tone map. This is the script. What you have to do is like just copy this one and just place over here. Okay. And make it like compare to the OCL. This is what I had actually done. And just played along with the out value, make sure that it was based on the normal map over here, clump. When it comes to this, not this, the OUEs and everything. So anyway, so what I did is like actually place this OSCL. I'll reassigned over here, just this one. Giant sketch location. Sketch. Save. Of course. This file was a bit of heavy, that's why I kept it open. So you actually get those kind of a sketch sort of a look by placing up certain tones over here in my OSL. Just a sec. Give you a bit of a setting here. Right. All you have to do is like make sure you are in my tone map, okay? And in tone map, I had actually put an input value of a ramp so that actually I can get that ramp sort of a look, okay? And within ramp, I made sure that the placement of the ramp, okay, is completely straight. So for that, the scaling of 2D placement has to be very low. Okay, I'll just show you here. Right. The 2D placement has to be very slow, and voila, you can actually play around with it. Actually, you can play a lot while placing any sort of a ramp sort of a look. As you can see, I want a bit of a shade here. Right? Okay, a bit of a shade here, and actually I can place it wherever you want to. So my main motto of placing that OSL halftone map is like to get this look. Can you see this? Now, this is done deliberately so that you can actually get a bit of a pencil sketch kind of a look. Okay, that was the thing. In order to get it very detailed or something like that, I can actually give you all the links, whatever way where you can actually check it out. But my point is like these things can be achieved very well based on doing the right settings and the right tool. Okay. And you can actually many of the projects that even Marvel actually released about a few years back. That was What If. You can actually check it out on Hotstar. What If is one of the toon kind of a look that they actually portrayed, where if say suppose this situation was this, then Doctor Strange would be this, or if the Black Panther was alive, then he would be doing this and that. So those are the best possibility kind of a story narration that they come up, and apparently they thought that it would be looking very cool if they have the 2D look also. So Marvel is actually already doing these things in their projects. Recently, one of our client also did in their project, which was on Star Wars. Okay, that was done by. You can actually look into Star Wars the Invasion season 2, Bandit of Golak. I do encourage you guys to do check out that, because it gave it has that Indian look, Indian Rajasthani sort of a look, and at the same time, it has that 2D way of portraying the entire storyline. So it's a really great piece of work. I do encourage you guys to do check it out, those things. Okay. So this is a bit of a sketch look that you can actually opt for. Can also play along with its values or whatever way you want to. I can actually increase the weight of its specular so that it looks exactly like a comic, and give this one a very cool sort of a mean looking ogre. It's a bit of a roughness. So it doesn't look like more of a glass sort of a look. And this is okay, right? So, what if I want to use this in my compositing level? If can I do a bit? Can I get the passes over here? Yes, you can. The AOVs are supporting for that. So, if you come scroll down to the AOVs, you can get highlights, rim light in my tool part also. So, of course, all you have to do is like all those diffuse and direct and indirect lighting and everything, those things remains the same. Okay, just to get the additional edge, so on the highlight part and the edges part over here, you have to use these passes. Okay, so this is something which has been included now. As you can see, these are the passes that you can actually get here. Right? Okay, so this was one of the topic that I wanted to cover based on Arnold. Now, when it comes to Arnold, Arnold has actually come up with a very exciting updates. Tone is something which is there very recently, actually, that they have actually come up. But these are the new things that I would encourage you guys to please do check out on the Arnold's user guide. They have made sure that the denoising has been improved, then baking of geometries, hair has been improved a lot. When I mean, this is something, this is an update that I personally wanted to have, that the hair shade, okay, they are now in a GPU. I had taken a session on hair based on XGen. You can actually check out on our website where I have actually showed how to create hair style and everything from scratch, and how you can actually do a render. Now, earlier, last year, till last year, actually, it was based on CPU. Now they are also having GPU. So this is an exciting news for me too, right? You can actually have a global sampling. These are the AOVs, and the distance shader in reflection has been done. At the same time, one more update that I would like to highlight here is that the GPU based of Arnold in new version, okay, it's much more faster than earlier. Now, people must be saying, "Oh, that's not a big deal." I mean, they must have just done it a bit of a fast. No, no. People who have used GPU in past, they must be understanding what kind of a pain they must have gone through while starting the GPU. Just to get the start of GPU, it used to take a bit of a buffer timing of 25 seconds or maybe more. Okay, once it starts, it's very smooth, but till it's not getting started, people used to wonder, oh, whether I have done the things right or wrong or something like that. Now it is starting very instantly in GPU. So I would encourage you guys, please do check out that part, because they have made a lot of good improvements based on the feedbacks that you guys have, people like you who are the users who have given it online. Okay, they have actually improved on the optimize denoisers. And if you want me to take any further topics on based on Arnold and the rendering or lighting part of Arnold or rendering, do let us know on LinkedIn or write us back on our my on my email. This is my email address. I'm sharing it. Sec. This is my contact details. Please do write us back with whatever suggestions that you have on our future webinar series. Pretty soon, we will be actually also doing a bit of a, I mean, one-on-one discussion based on the industry experts also. And I'll try to actually bring in one of the experts who is working live on projects who based on whatever the discussion that we have done up till so far. Maybe on production pipeline integration of LookDev, or you can say the USDs also. So these are the things that are going on in production pipelines, whether it is Hollywood, whether it's Bollywood. The transfer of assets from one software to another has to be very seamless, because nobody is shying away with the fact that people are using different short softwares for different projects. That is there. That's not actually going anywhere. Okay, but of course, if you want to have such kind of a discussion in our future webinars, of course, we will be open to have any such kind of suggestions, and we'll make sure that you get these information. Yeah, I do have some questions here. Okay. So one of the questions I'll jot it down as per one by one. How much time does a movie or a game shot gets rendered in Maya by the companies? Now, that depends upon the project that is there. It depends upon, say, if you are looking for just a 60 second kind of a shot, okay, you want things very light detailed or something like that, within what, 2 to 3 days the entire shot has been ready. But if you're working on a very dailies, or say suppose on a movie or something like that, at least I repeat, at least a year is something which people generally give to the VFX artist and everyone, to make sure that it has been done. And when it comes to rendering, I can say that 2 months. more or less, all right, 2 to 3 months. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. It may be. It may take much more longer time, because if you are working on something like a project like Avatar, okay, where you have a petabytes of data to be stored and rendered, all the intimate details and everything, then of course it takes around 1 to 2 years just on the rendering part. Okay. Is 2D animation included? See, 2D animation is something, see, you have to do animation first and then render it in 2D. That's the idea behind such kind of a style look. Okay. Can these tools be downloaded for older version of Maya? Older version of Maya, if how old are we looking over here? That depends. I want to know the what version are you talking about? You're talking about 2020 or say 2022. Um, I would say no, because at least you should have a version of 2023, 2023, 2024, and 2025, the latest version. Then you get these Arnold in that manner, because it actually downloads the four versions, at least till four versions. So 25, 24, 23, 22. 22 is, it's a maybe, but I would still recommend you go with 23, 24, and 25 version. Can this tool, okay, and hello, sir. I'm using 2022 as a all-purpose, but recently, due to old version of Arnold, I'm not getting the output as I wanted. Should I upgrade? Yes, please upgrade it to 2023 and 2024. Of course, you will see a lot of difference, my friend. Trust me, you will see a lot of difference on your work. Can we get a previous webinar record? Yeah, yeah, of course. You can actually check out on our website if needed. We'll share it with the recording. Whatever if you have registered with us, and we'll share the recording of the previous webinar also. I think we had done that last time, but yes, of course, we'll do it again. Yeah. Uh, Tikesh Kumar, is it Acha, 2022 and 2023? Is this a separate tool or along with Maya? And if you're talking about Arnold, it comes along with Maya, but you have to upgrade it for getting today's work, whatever work that you are looking at. Okay. So these were the questions for today. I'm sure if you have any other further questions, do write to us. We'll definitely address to most of your questions, and do follow us on LinkedIn at Capricorn Media and Entertainment Solution is something which were there, but now only one single page is there. Capricorn. I'll just change it this thing now. So it's only on Capricorn, and you can follow me on LinkedIn as Jignesh Mistry. And see you around. If you have any further suggestions about that, please do let us know. Okay. Any other questions? Well, that's it. That's one. Okay. So thank you very much for attending this webinar, and we will be keep seeing our LinkedIn. We will be, and suggest if there is any other further topics that you want, or else look forward for the topic that will be giving it to you for the next webinar. Most probably, I'm trying to get into 3ds Max again, because there are certain things that for 3ds Max people are aware but still not using, or they are unaware that these things are there within Max. So some tips and tricks that I would be actually sharing with people who are into design viz, or who are doing their stall designing or product rendering and modeling within 3ds Max. So most probably I will be taking things in Max again, or if you have some specific topic regarding Maya, let us know. Okay. So thank you very much for attending this webinar. See you later. Bye.